Alright, in this video we will learn about molar mass. Molar mass means mass of all the compounds or mass of the element or mass of one mole. One mole of a compound or one mole of an element. So molar mass means mass of one mole. We will learn about mole. You know what is mole in chemistry, it's a unit. But let's talk about mass right now. So as you look at the periodic table has all the masses for the elements or compounds. If it is aluminum, you have 13 and you have around 27 right here. So this is the atomic mass of the element. We learned that earlier on this unit. What is atomic mass? What is mass number? So basically this is the mass of the element that we talked about earlier on. Now we will talk about the masses for the chemical formulas. So when you look at a chemical formula, you see a number at the bottom here that gives you the number of atoms. So if I don't see a number, that means it's 1. So that means I have 1 atom of nitrogen and I have 3 atoms of hydrogen. And we learned earlier on how to count these atoms. So, but I just want to review it, that this number at the bottom gives you the number of atoms. If there is a number outside, if you see a parenthesis and this number outside the parenthesis multiplies with everything inside the parenthesis. So it's 2 times 3, that makes oxygen 6. It is 2 times 1, okay, that makes nitrogen 1. And this number does not apply to calcium, it only applies to what is inside the parenthesis. So it does not apply to calcium, so calcium will only be 1. So make sure you understand how to count these atoms. That you have 1 calcium, okay, 1 calcium, right, 2 times 1, 2 nitrogens, 2 times 6 oxygens. So this is how you count the atoms. Now let's talk about the molar mass, the mass of 1 mole of a substance. So again, as I said, I will discuss mole later in the unit, but mole is basically a unit to record masses. Okay, so the unit for the molar mass will be grams per mole, because mass, the unit of mass is grams, and mole itself is a unit. So the unit for molar mass would be grams per mole. Whenever you calculate the molar mass, this is the unit I want to see with it. Round the mass off on the periodic table to at least 2 decimal spots. So if it is 12.000113, we are only taking it to 2 decimal places, which is right here. Okay, so you're rounding this number. So if it is 15.999916, I'm rounding this number. Okay, I'm rounding this number. And I see 9 after this. So a round-up number on this will be 16.00. So you need to take it to the 100 decimal space. Alright. So again, this is molar mass. You're getting the mass from the periodic table, and you're rounding it to the 100 decimal space. So let's count the number of atoms. I have how many carbon atoms in this compound? I have 1 carbon atom in the compound. How many oxygen atoms? 2. So let's go to the periodic table. What is the molar mass of the element of carbon? If I go to the periodic table, I see that the molar mass of carbon is 12.01. I need to take it to the 100 decimal space. Then let's see what is the mass of oxygen in the periodic table. If I round it, it will become 16.00. So to calculate the molar mass, I'll take the mass of carbon, 1 multiplied by 12.01, mass of oxygen, 2 multiplied by 16.00. So what do I get here? 12.01 and 32.00. Now I add the 2 together to get 44. Now 32 plus 12 is 12.01. It should not be to the 100 decimal space. It should be 44.01. Alright, so keep it in mind. All I'm doing is I'm counting the number of atoms, 1 for carbon, 2 for oxygen, get the mass from the periodic table. So this information is coming from periodic table. Okay, and then I take the mass that I got from the periodic table multiplied by the number of atoms and then add them together. So same thing, let's do another example for iron 2 sulfide. I have how many atoms of iron? Only one, and one atom of sulfur. So I count the number of atoms from here, one for iron, one for sulfur. Then I need to go to the periodic table to get the information of iron, which I see here is 55.85, okay, grams per mole. You see the unit is grams per mole. And the sulfur, the molar mass for sulfur is 32.06. So to calculate the total for iron, I will take 1 multiplied by 55.85. For sulfur, I take 1 multiplied by 32.06, and then I add them together. My answer should be only 87.91 grams per mole. If you don't write the unit with your answer, you will lose 1 point. So not writing the unit is -1. So make sure it is 87.9 grams per mole. You need to write it. So go ahead and complete this paper, and then we will go from there. Thank you.